Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome to yet another episode on Little Sla YouTube channel. And this is me, your Vasant Shanmugam, with another interesting video. Today in this video, we are going to see about a new topic called content check. What does the load runner do while we do a load test or a stress test or any type of the performance test? Does LoadRunner use the real user and browser and generates the load on the server? No. LoadRunner does not send the request via any of the real browser, or it does not receive and load the pages like a real browser that we do in the real world. So, how do we verify whether the specific page is loaded correctly or not? Or whether do we get the correct response or the expected response from the server? To answer all these questions, we have a facility called content check. What does this content check do and how to do this content check in the load test in the load runner? We are going to see about that in the coming session. So this content check feature actually verifies the content in the response of the web page that is coming from the server. And we can add these checks to the scripts to ensure the presence of a specific object, say for example a text or an image on the web page response. And these content check helps in determining whether the website or the application is functionally correct or not, and also whether we are getting the proper response from the server. And the major thing is during the load test or the stress test, we can use this content check to verify whether the server is still responding and is still resilient to the load. So let's now see what are the type of content check that are available in LoadRunner. We have two types of content checks. One is the text check and the next one is image check. So what are the functions of content check we have? Basically, LoadRunner handles everything via the functions. For example, to do the correlation, we have web regex, the regular expression, and the same way for the content check, we have two functions. One is the web reg find and the other one is web image check. The web reg find is used to do the text check and the web image check is used for the image check. So let's now see what is the purpose of content check in LoadRunner. When we record a script and execute it, or when we replay it with a single user, the server will respond correctly with a proper response for the web request. See, for example, it can be a web application or a web service or an SAP application or a mainframe application or whatever you call or whatever you test. But is this the case the same during the load condition? Do we really get the actual and the expected response during the load test? In most of the cases, it might work fine. But what in some scenarios where the server might not respond properly, where we get a server error, something like a 500 or a 503, or when the application or the app server is down during the load test, we might not get a proper response and we might get a response like a page not found, a 404 or 400 error. And can we handle it during the load test, or can we examine with each and every page during the load test? And that is not possible manually. And to overcome that, we use this content check and we insert a check to determine the correctness of the response. So how to choose the text or image for content checking in the LoadRunner? We can choose an image or a text which is unique or which is what we expect in the body of the server response. And this can be either a text or a logo or an image in the server response. And now you might have a question that can we apply multiple content checks on a page? Yes, we can apply multiple content checks, but for the benefit of the performance, we do not require multiple responses or multiple content check on a page. And in most of the cases, we would recommend having a text check rather than having an image check, because while doing an image check, automatically the performance might go down. So it's better to go with the text check. So now let us see how to do the text check in the video, in the following video. Let us now see how to verify the web page content by creating a text check or an image check. So before doing that, let's create a very simple script that is doing a sign in and a sign out so that we can do a content check in those steps which we have created. So let's record a very simple script. Let's create the script by clicking on the start recording button. Let me create a new script and we will name it as content check or web page content check. A little slow. So let's start our recording. And the web browser we are going to use is Google Chrome, and we are going to record the action inside the actions folder. So the landing page is going to be the first transaction. So now we have got the landing page, and let's enter the store now. So that is the second transaction that's entering the store. And now we have entered the store. So we will do a sign in now. So I'm clicking on the sign in button, and let us enter the username and the password and click on login button. So now we have signed in, and let's now sign out. With that, we are going to stop our recording. So we have signed out. Let's stop our recording, and now we'll go into the script and we'll see how to create the web page content check. Stopping the recording now. So now we are into the script, and let's create the web content check. And this is the home page or the landing page which we have recorded. And here we have a second transaction, that is the entering store. We have clicked on the enter the store, and we have visited the application. So let's now do a simple replay, and check how the script works. So let me do a replay of the script that we have created. So now we have completed our replay, and the script has passed without any errors. So let's do a quick check on the snapshots. Let's go to the transaction 2, that is the entering the store. So now to navigate quickly and easily between the transactions, we'll move to the Step Navigator tab. So here we can see the transactions between or that starts and ends between the transactions. So here we have the first transaction. Here we have the second transaction. Let us see the replay of the second transaction in the snapshot. So here in the body, we could see the various items that we have seen in the menu. So for now, let's choose one of the items or one of the text that we want to confirm as part of the text check. So let's take the value sign in as part of the text check. Let's copy the selection. So there are two ways of creating the content check. Let's see the step one. So the first step is going to be creating the web reg find, which is the command or which is the command that we use to check for the text. So to do that, for the step one, let's go to the view menu and go to the steps toolbox, and here we'll search for web underscore reg underscore find. We will drag the web reg find step from the toolbox into the editor before the place where we want to find the text. So now I'm dragging it here, and the text we have to find is sign in, and I have already copied it, so I'm pasting it now here. So this is going to be the text that we are going to search, and the match case is going to be sign in. So we are not choosing any of the other options, and the search in is going to be the body. Either we can choose or choose all or body, so anything will work out, and the save count. And what if it fails? So if it fails, it will show as not found. So let's click OK. So here we can see the web bridge find has been created. Even in the step navigator also, we can see at this place that the web bridge find has been created. So this is the first way, or this is the first or one of the way to create the web bridge find or to set up a text content check. So let's now go to the next transaction, and we will see how to create the text check in an easy and simpler way, and that's the second way that we are going to try. So let's go to the next transaction. So here we have the third transaction. So let's see what is the value that we are going to create a content check here. Let's go to the URL, and under the response, we have various values. So let us try to find some value in here, and we will create the text content. So here I'm selecting this, please enter your username and password as the text content check. And the second way of doing this is going to be right click on the selected words or the line that we have to create the content check. Right click on it, create add text check step. So automatically here the word that we have selected will come here. And this is the second way of doing the content check or the assertion part. And again, we'll choose the search in as the body. And what if it failed? It will show in not found. So let's click on OK. So far we have created the web reg find. So here we can see the web reg find values and we have added them. So we have added 3 different content checks in 2 different ways. So let's do a quick recap. So to create a web reg find, we'll have to go to the view menu, and under that we have to select the steps toolbox and search for web reg find and add it with the proper value that we want to search. So let us run, or let us replay the script to see whether our content check works fine. So our script has successfully replayed and all our web bridge find have been worked well. Let's do a small quick check. So we'll go to the line 484 in the replay and see how does it worked out. So in line 484 we can see that the web bridge find was successful in 489 and 484. So the image and the content check have worked fine. So let us now do a small check by making a simple difference in the script. So in the next transaction, where we have the sign out, so we will create a text check here and we'll make some changes in the login and see how does it work. So let's make a content check of it and I'll create another web bridge find. So the value that we are going to search is sign out, and we'll search in the body section and fail if it is not found. So now the application should work fine since we did not make any change in the username and password. So the login should happen and we should be able to see the value sign out. So let's do a quick check. So now the script has worked well with the sign out value in the third transaction, where we could see that the sign in has properly happened, and that's the reason we could see the sign out text inside the application. Let's again, even we can make a check snapshot. So let's now make a small change in the login and see whether we get the sign in properly in the application. To do that, let's make a small change in the username and password. So in the username and password, I'm going to change the password to 2, and let's now replay the script again, and this time it should fail since the sign in did not happen properly. So automatically the sign out must not appear in the application. The sign out was not found since the login was not proper. So this is what has happened. So in the sign in, we enter username as 1 and the password is 2. And when you click on login, automatically the transaction has failed. So this will actually help us in understanding that we do make proper request and the proper response that we expect. So this is actually a proper text check that we have did so far, and this will help us to understand that are we getting the expected response during the load test. So with that, we come to an end. We will see an another interesting video in our next session. So till then, it's bye bye from Vasant and Little Slaw.